So welcome everybody to another wonderful evening where we are honoring 10 very brave youth from all around our great county. But I would like to start, as I normally do, by acknowledging why I do what I do and why I'm able to do this and why I'm still standing here before you. And I'm not embarrassed and I'm not ashamed to admit that I am happy to be subordinate to my lovely wife, Dada, sitting right here. She is my lifeline and she's the reason I'm here, so thank you, babe. Okay, secondly, my employer, who allows me the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want. How novel is that, right? A community bank that says do community service. So I want to thank Provident Bank and my CEO, Mr. Craig Blunden, but unfortunately he was not able to be here today. But representing Mr. Blunden and Provident is another one of our executives, Gwen Wirtz. Gwen, if you could stand. Thank you, boss. Okay, now, getting back to why we really gathered here today. These 10 brave souls have overcome huge obstacles, tackled many tough challenges, navigated their way to where they are today, poised for success, and ready to become role models for the countless other youth around our county that are in similar situations. And you will hear their stories here shortly. But we would be unable to do this, to assist them and support them like we do without all of you. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. It's really an honor to have everyone, to host everybody to be here to honor these 10 youth today. So I want to thank all of you. Also, I want to acknowledge all the sponsors. I'm not going to name all of them. This year we had a record number of sponsors and we raised a good amount of money. They're all listed in your program. I'm not going to name them, but please use their businesses. Help them because they are the reason we are here and we were able to assist all the funds that we did. So we have actually also, we have a lot of dignitaries today. So I'm going to attempt to introduce them in no particular order. And if I leave you out, please don't yell at me because I didn't make this list. Actually, I did make this list, but it's in my handwriting, and sometimes even I can't read my own handwriting. So anyway, I'll try to do this. No applause till the very end, because it's a long list. So I want to start by introducing Colonel Amy Howard. She's the Deputy Commander of the 163rd Attack Wing. She's going to be our keynote speaker. You'll hear about her in a little while. And she just got back from 3 weeks deployment at the Pacific Command with multinational forces. A lot of great stuff going on. And her husband is here, Eric Howard, who is a commander with the Navy at Camp Pendleton. Also joining us today is Colonel Rob Weeman, Mission Support Group Commander representing March Air Reserve Base, and also Colonel Andrew Gray, the Operations Group Commander, also here for March Air Reserve Base. And you know, we are a part of the March campus here. How much do we love March, right? Thank you. We have our Congressman Mark Tucano. Congressman, thank you for being here. Our Senator Richard Roth, Assembly Member Sabrina Cervantes, and from the Office of Assembly Member Corey Jackson, we have Daisy Arteaga, and a special guest representing the Saboba tribe, a good friend of mine, Dr. Lakshman Koka, who is a member of the Economic Development Board. Dr. Koka, thank you for joining us today. And from our county, our great county, the chair of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Kevin Jeffries. Thank you, sir, for being here today. It's a real honor to have you. Also, Supervisor Karen Spiegel, thank you. And Supervisor Extian Gutierrez, thank you. Okay, at least you didn't say, when I walked in earlier, somebody asked me if I just woke up. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, you look like you just came in your pajamas. And I said, at least I can publicly present myself in my pajamas. I bet you can't, right? Right? Okay. Our county CEO, Jeff Van Wagenen, I haven't spotted him yet. I know he was supposed to be here. He may be coming. From Paris, Mayor Michael Vargas and Mayor Pro Tem Maricela Nava. From Moreno Valley, Mayor Ulysses Cabrera, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado, and Council Member Elena Baca. Thank you for joining us today. And from the City of Riverside, Council Member Chuck Conder, who is also the chair of the March Joint Powers Authority. Thank you, Council Member Conder. From Eastern Municipal Water District, we have Board President Philip Pauly, Board Vice President Stephen Corona, and also General Manager Joe Mawad. Thank you, Eastern. And from Western, we have Laura Roughton, the board member. And then we have a few folks from the business community, from the chambers. We have CEO of the Greater Riverside Chambers of Commerce, Nick Adcock, CEO of the Corona Chamber of Commerce, Bobby Spiegel, Chair of the Moreno Valley Chamber of Commerce, Sandy Ramirez, another great friend, the Superintendent of Riverside County Office of Education, Dr. Gomez. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you very much. And also from the Riverside County Office of Education, board member Bruce Dennis is here. From Moreno Valley Unified School District, the Superintendent, Dr. Martin Rex Kitsiora, and board members Cleveland Johnson and Jesus Olkeen. Thank you. Moreno Valley City Manager Mike Lee. From the City of Oxnard, the Director of Housing, Emilio Ramirez. Thank you, Emilio, for joining us. From the March Joint Powers Authority, Director Dr. Grace Martin. And then a couple of other family members of mine from March at Reserve Base, Major Perry Covington. Thank you, Major Public Affairs. And then also Lieutenant Colonel Jen Covington, also from March and 163rd. And then a couple of county buddies, I call them, from the County Housing and Welfare Solutions, the Director, Heidi Marshall, and also from the Office of Economic Development, Suzanne Holland. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. And I'm sorry if I left your name out. Come catch me after. Now, a very special treat for all of us. This Emmy Award-winning journalist and broadcaster, whom we have all been watching on LA TV for over a decade, is one of the most energetic and dynamic people I have ever met in my life. She has accomplished some extraordinary experiences in her young life, and I'm amazed because I look at her and I often wonder, when did she start? Were you a baby when you started? So her amazing bio is in here, but no, don't read it now, because we're going to show you what she really does. So focus on the screen and pay attention on the screen. And here we go. Let's roll.
I'm Christina Pascucci in Lviv, Ukraine. In Alula, Saudi Arabia.
Coming to you from Antarctica.
Have full body armor.
Reporting live from 350,000 gallons of water in a shark tank.
You spoke directly to the man that you think has most radicalized your parents.
I told him that he's tearing families apart and I don't know how he sleeps at night.
The crew races toward the victim. They know they have a diver down, but they won't know the extent of what's going on until they actually arrive on scene. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's top aide has resigned. An Abercrombie & Kent expedition team believes if people see what's happening firsthand, they will feel compelled to act. They took me along for the challenging yet spectacular journey to the bottom of the world.
Well, Pascucci does it all. She's a Renaissance person.
Right.
You know, she's a pilot. She jumps out of airplanes. She saved people.
Christina's quest to go to the moon.
If anybody here were to go to space, it would be Christina Pascucci.
But she would fly the shuttle.
People giving us keys, and we've been talking about that to get into their home to try to see if their dogs, their animals are alive.
Got her dog that we just got it confirmed. We're lost.
This place is gone. Everything is gone. KTLA's Christina Pascucci, the only local LA television reporter on the ground in Ukraine.
Now rushing down to this makeshift bomb shelter. They don't want to leave. They want to stay and they want to fight. This has become the worst humanitarian crisis since World War II in Europe.
The psychological war is perhaps the greatest to fight.
Christina Pascucci was recently invited inside the Dalai Lama's personal palace, and she's here now in studio with a look inside the man millions around the world turn to for advice.
What would you say to the terrorists involved in Paris, Brussels, or San Bernardino if they were sitting here right now?
That's a bit difficult.
And coming to you live from Mexico City, I'm Christina Pascucci, and we're standing by watching very closely as a rescue effort is unfolding before our eyes. Children trapped beneath the rubble of their collapsed elementary school building. We'll have a live report in the very latest on the efforts to save them coming up. When they raise their fists in the air, that is when everyone must be silent. That's the moment where it gets really emotional, because that's when the rescuers are trying to hear the voices of those kids that are beneath the rubble.
Female officers risked their lives taking on one of the most dangerous assignments.
KTLA's Christina Pascucci was given exclusive access to see these officers in action.
What were you doing? What were you trying to do? Do you want to share with us what you were doing out here?
No.
How is it allowed that these big cargo ships can even anchor near pipelines?
We specifically, it's because of the supply chain issues that we're warehousing so much cargo off the coast.
Reporting right below the platform, Ellie.
Christina Pascucci, KTLA 5 News.
There she is, one to remember. Incredible footage again tonight, Christina.
So, I'm really happy to call her a friend. Let's give her a real warm Riverside County welcome.
I'm so sorry you had to suffer through that whole video. This is not about me. I'm so honored to be here and to celebrate our 10 honorees tonight. Can we give them a round of applause? I cannot wait for you to see their videos and learn more about them. I had a chance to speak to some of them before, and I'm just blown away by what they are up to and creating. And before I go further, I feel like I have to brag a little bit about Jamil too, because he didn't share much of his bio. I wish I had a video to show of him. But you know, his passion is palpable, his enthusiasm is infectious, and when he asked me to do this, of course I wanted to be here because it's an incredible cause. But I can't say no to him because he's so dang persistent and he's so passionate about this. I was like, okay, I have to be there. Just some things I want to highlight out of his very illustrious career and bio. His two biggest priorities are our nation's workforce and military. He has been selected as Citizen of the Year. He's the honorary commander at March Field, which is one of the oldest air bases in the entire country, 106 years old if I'm not mistaken. And he is a 4-time stage 4 cancer survivor, and credits his recovery to Johnny, who you heard him mention. Their love is just so amazing. She is a survivor too, and they inspire me so much. Can we give them a round of applause? So welcome to the Jamil Dada Character Excellence Youth Awards event, formerly known as Character Counts. We have an incredible venue here at the Marchfield Air Museum. Thank you so much for hosting us. The event was founded on the Josephson Institute's 6 pillars of character. That's trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Character is often judged by how we treat others when no one's looking. As Abigail Van Buren once said, the best index to a person's character is how one treats people who cannot fight back. And as Abraham Lincoln noted, nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. The young individuals present here tonight embody the values that we're celebrating. They not only have made a difference in their own lives, but really are impacting the communities around them through the transformation and the inspiration that they themselves have gone through. I'm so amazed to share that since the inception of this event 18 years ago, they've recognized over 160 youth and awarded more than $125,000 in scholarships. For the past 8 years, several of these youth have the opportunity to visit Washington, D.C. and see how our government works And none of this would be possible without the generous contributions from our sponsors, our namesake Jamil Dada, and also I want to take a moment to express gratitude to the Riverside County Board of Supervisors, the Workforce Development Board, ResCare, the California Family Life Center, the Workforce Development Centers, our business partners, and our sponsors, which I will give a shout out to our gold sponsors in a bit, and really each of you who are taking the time to be here tonight, in addition to the dignitaries who we'll hear from in a short while. And once more, I want to honor our honorees, and I'd like to invite up one of them, Julisi. If you could take the stage with me for a second, give her a round of applause. So just to kind of set the tone tonight, I told her I'd invite her up. She was brave enough to do it, thank you. Just to share a little bit of your journey and what tonight means to you.
I'm going to start off with a quote from a movie. I'm pretty sure it's called Bagger Vance. If you haven't watched it yet, I definitely recommend you watch it. And so the quote says, "A day will come for you when play becomes torment, when you are drowning not in water but on dry land. In that hour, remember me, I will preserve you." The main reason why I chose this quote was because I can't swim. And so, haha, kind of funny, can't swim. But no matter how hard I try, I still drown. I still feel like I'm drowning, and so this is the exact same way that it feels for the majority of first-generation students. We don't know exactly what steps to take to achieve our big dreams that we've always wanted to achieve, not only for ourselves, but for our family and others in our own community. And since we always don't know what we're doing or if what we're doing is enough to get there, all these goals that we want to accomplish and some that we have already accomplished, it gets difficult because we don't know how to get there, we don't have anyone to guide us, and so it gets overwhelming to the point as if it were drowning. However, with the program, it has helped us immensely, at least for me it has, as it has classes such as financial literacy and stuff as entrepreneurship, which I took recently, and all of these classes and all of the doors that it has opened for me wouldn't have been opened if I didn't become a part of it. And I probably wouldn't even have learned it if I was trying to investigate any of this information on my own. And so it's definitely opened not only the way of like new opportunities, but it's definitely also changed the way that I see myself. And so these programs and stuff such as the Character Counts, they're great opportunities for youth everywhere. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was her first time giving a speech? How amazing was that? I feel like you need to run for office or something. All right, and with that, I'd like to introduce some of our special guests. The San Gorgonio Girl Scouts Central West region will join us for the presentation of colors, followed by Anna Montejano to sing the national anthem and Colonel Alan Weeman to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you for your attention. Color Guard advance. Color Guard, present your colors. Thank you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, which so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Audience, you may be seated. Color guard retreat.
Anna, you were amazing wherever you are. Let's another round of applause for her. That was so good. And thank you to our Girl Scouts. You guys did awesome. And to Colonel, we appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to the sponsors. What is this event without you? We appreciate you. So first off, the gold sponsors, we have California Baptist University, one of the few private universities that has an aviation program that trains students to fly, and that's a big deal because there's a huge shortage of pilots in aviation, including in our Air Force, of course. The second gold sponsor, Mariette Blomart Living Trust. Alfred and Mariette were the quintessential example of immigrants living the American dream. They moved here from Belgium as a newly married couple more than 50 years ago and started a European automotive repair shop in Beverly Hills. I think one of our honorees wants to work with European cars, so you should hit them up. And now their trust continues our legacy by supporting our youth and our military. Lewis Waypoint is another sponsor. Randall and Janelle Lewis are the owners or philanthropists. They own 9 different companies, are one of the biggest and most generous donors in the Inland Empire, giving to numerous causes. They're also the master developers of the base surplus land around March Air Force Base. Mount San Jacinto College has 3 campuses, a population of 1 million residents in their 1,700 square mile district. Their newest campus in Temecula is now open. A round of applause for our sponsors, please. Thank you to them. So for this next section, we're going to hear from our dignitaries. Congressman, get ready because you're up first. And I'll say 3 names at once just so you can start getting ready to come up. It's going to be Congressman Mark Takano, Senator Richard Roth, and Assemblymember Sabrina Cervantes, who have remarks, and if you want to give any wishes to our honorees today.
Well, thank you so much, Christina. I was just interviewed before this dinner by your colleague, Alex, and we were talking about the PACT Act. And before I get into congratulating our honorees tonight, I see a lot of military service members here. So if you were someone who fought in the Vietnam War or the Gulf War or the post 9/11 era, or you're a spouse or a surviving family member, August 9th is coming up. It's an important date. It's a date by which we urge you to apply for your benefits under the PACT Act. If you're a commander here, make sure those under your command know about this date. If you miss it, you know, it's still okay, still apply, but if you do make that date, and your benefits are granted, they will be backdated to a year ago. That's why I want to just take this moment. I see a lot of military service members in the audience, and so make sure you do that. Well, good evening and happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. As you know, I have a bill to make it Happy Thursday, but that's for another day. I'm delighted to be here tonight as we celebrate Jamil Dada Character Excellence Youth Awards, and I personally enjoy this annual ceremony as it is an amazing opportunity to highlight what brilliant and skilled youth we have throughout Riverside County. And I'm glad to see that my elected colleagues on the state, county, and city level are also in attendance as we celebrate, as well as representatives of the March Air Reserve Base Command. It is incredibly meaningful that we've all joined together to commend this year's scholarship recipients as they embark on their academic and professional endeavors. Now, before serving in Congress, I was a public school teacher for 24 years and served on the Riverside Community College district's Board of Trustees for more than 2 decades. And as a former educator, I know the value of having a reliable support system to motivate and encourage young people as they follow their dreams. And I must say, the young people here are all very fortunate to have the leadership and direction of my dear colleague and great friend, Jamil Dada, who also understands the magnitude of introducing to all of you the many community leaders that we have throughout the room tonight. Right now, every student here with us has the ability to become an influential leader in our community, whether it be through teaching, holding a political office, mastering a specialized art, starting their own business, or becoming an engineer, doctor, or lawyer. The world is your oyster, as we say. I am extremely proud of each and every one of the honorees tonight, and every one of you and your steadfast dedication and resilience that you have shown as you persevere through life's challenges and strive towards a meaningful future to eventually make a name for yourself. Remember, careers aren't made in a few days, nor a few months, and this process is not a race. But in order to get to the finish line, you got to start somewhere. So when I first ran for Congress, before many of you were even born, I lost my first race. In fact, I even lost my second one. I took that rejection as a mean of action. I continued my career as an educator, teaching high school English literature, and still I continued to serve the community through public education and work towards smaller goals that would eventually give me the experience and guidance I needed to run for office successfully a third time. I think of my own journey as a story of resilience and endurance and persistence. So if it weren't for my own support system of mentors, friends, family, and colleagues that I've made along the way, I might not have mustered up the courage and perseverance to pursue what I ultimately wanted to do. And I consider every day that I get to do my job an amazing privilege that is granted by this community. And I see what Christina does, and she obviously thrives. You can just see just how amazingly alive she is by the work. And that's the way I feel about the work I get to do every single day. And so young people, keep pursuing what it is that you were called to do. So thank you.
Well, good evening. Christina, thank you for hosting. Congressman Takano, Assemblymember Cervantes, distinguished guests, thank you for taking the time to support this extraordinary event. And to my very, very good friend, Jamil Dada, thank you for inviting me to come back to speak again tonight. I want to start by thanking the absolutely extraordinary young men and women who have participated in this program and whose biographies are listed in the handout that you hand out. That's what we call it in the Senate, I guess, in the program that you have at your table. You being here is a testament to your growth and a guidepost to the change makers that we know that you will become. You know, I last spoke at this ceremony in 2021, and I am delighted to be back to do it again. And every time I attend this event, I'm reminded of the special degree of perseverance and motivation that you recipients, you scholarship recipients, all exhibit. You certainly reflect the program's 6 pillars, as Christina mentioned earlier: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. To the award recipients tonight, I have to say once again that I am truly inspired by each and every one of you, the stories that you have, where you've been, and where you are going. There's a quote often attributed to Catherine Kuhlman which says, "Great sea captains are made in rough waters and deep seas." from what you've gone through and where you are now, something tells me that you are all ready to take the helm. Before I go back to my seat, I want to give a great shout out to the Riverside County Workforce Development Board, the Riverside County Economic Development Agency, for having the foresight to organize a program like this that honors our youth in this extraordinary region and this great state in which we live. So thank you and congratulations again on a job extraordinarily well done.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to be part of this special occasion that celebrates and honors our youth in our community through the remarkable Jamil Dada Character Excellence Youth Awards. Throughout Riverside County, these recipients have worked tirelessly to overcome many challenges, as you have heard. And we could not be more proud of your work and your resilience. This achievement demonstrates your passion both inside and outside of the classroom, as well as your commitment not only to yourself, but also to those that you surround yourselves with, our community. Each of you is truly deserving of this award. This room represents various walks of life. Each of you has taken different paths to get to this point in time, especially in your higher education journey. And no matter your background or where your journey began, I hope that you take pride in knowing that your hard work has paid off and your perseverance, and you are here for a reason. You belong here. I know that firsthand, and I know the challenges that many of you have gone through firsthand. I want to remind you to always trust in your power to make your dreams a reality. Stay focused with purpose. That is what I have done throughout my journey that has led me to the position that I hold today. And I am always driven by my passion to make a change in our communities, to uplift our working families in our region. As a granddaughter of farm workers, daughter of a Mexican immigrant, mother of 3-year-old triplets, I grew up in the agricultural fields where my family harvested fruits and vegetables across the state of California. These are stories that are not unique to me. These are Californian stories. They are part of our diverse fabric of California stories, which is beautiful. And my family's long tradition of not just military service, but service has always been rooted in uplifting nuestra comunidad, and I know that many of you share that same passion. As the great Maya Angelou once said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeat so that you know who you are, what can make you rise, and how you can still come out of it. So as you continue on your journey, I encourage each of you to take every defeat, big or small, as a learning opportunity to become stronger and wiser. But most importantly, always remember who you are, where you come from, and those who came before you. Because within each of you lies the potential to shape the future that you want to see for your local community, for our state, and for our nation. And with hard work, dedication, and believing in yourself, you will get to your dream. You will make it a reality. Just as your lives are touched tonight, I hope that you turn around and you pay it forward, and that you lift others as you rise. That is what this is about, and that is why we are all here today. We are lifting you as we rise. And so again, I congratulate you. We know you have a bright future ahead. To the families that are here today, we also want to recognize you, the parents, the siblings, the grandparents. We know that it takes a community, and we want to, I hope that you also share this moment together with your son, your daughter. We are proud of you, and I hope that you are proud of yourselves. Congratulations on this very special recognition. On behalf of the California State Assembly, we honor you.
I had to ask her if I heard triplets right. That's amazing. Okay, thank you all for your remarks. Our next remarks will come from Supervisor Karen Spiegel, Supervisor Gutierrez, and Mayor Cabrera. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and this is quite an honor to be a part of this. 10 youth, they're a part of our future. Right now, we're living the reality of those that came before us, and they worked the community. And now we groom and work with our youth. Assembly member Cervantes made a point about it takes the family, it takes everybody. And it really does. It's the community, it's the village that helps to raise our children. And I thank all those who had effect. It's the schools, it's the families, it's every part that reaches out and gives a hand up. The hand up is more valuable than a hand out because they become an active part in the community. And so we're here to celebrate each and every one of you, the 10 youth that have fit that mold, led by Jamil Dada, who is the named person this award is about, because he has met those 6 pillars. He lives it and breathes it. And now as you have now stepped into that same role, to continue that, I know it's cliche that, you know, our children are our future, but it's really not. It is true. And sometimes you get a little worried saying, okay, do we have leadership? Well, you have proven that you are leaders. And so I'm excited to hear the stories about each and every one of you. That's probably my favorite part of the whole night. To hear what you have learned through difficult situations, learning how to overcome them, because that makes you stronger. And so I really am waiting for that, to hear about your 6 pillars that you've reached and how you've done that through some situations of overcoming. And when we talk about those 6 pillars, each of us as adults should be living those pillars too. Because we have to lead by example. So to raise our children in our village, we have to lead by example. So thank you to each and every one of you that participated in the nurturing and the growth of these young folks. We're not done. It's ongoing, because every year we have to bring more and more. Us baby boomers are almost getting out of here, so it's time that we make sure we replace ourselves. So our responsibility is to help these, and now the 10 youth, you are to help other youth at a younger age. And if we all reach out, that's how we will continue this in such a positive way. And Riverside County is so blessed to have all of you. Thank you.
Well, good evening. You know, it's really a pleasure to be here to honor, to recognize our youth, our 10 inspiring youth that are here today, and to hear their stories as well. Every year that I've attended, every time, it's just been very worthwhile to hear all of their unique lived experiences that they've had. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors, my colleagues, the county, the Workforce Development Board, and everyone from the Housing Workforce Solutions team for really believing in our youth. You know, just yesterday I had the opportunity to speak at a Youth Advisory Council, which is Riverside County's student government. And it was just such a pleasure to listen to the stories that our youth are going through and how they're overcoming some of those issues. I also spoke about perseverance and overcoming those obstacles. And I thank, you know, Congressmember Takano and Assemblymember Cervantes for talking a little bit about perseverance, because you're going to always face these challenges, students, and it's about overcoming those challenges. And I just want you to know that when you receive this scholarship, we hope that you use this scholarship as a stepping stone to reach even greater heights. We believe in you, and we can't wait to see all that you achieve. To the parents, teachers, mentors, and everyone that has played a role in shaping these young leaders. We also have to thank them too. Let's not forget about them. I extend my heartfelt gratitude as well. Your guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support have made this day possible. You've helped them overcome adversity and taught them valuable lessons that will serve them well for many years. Again, congratulations, students, on your scholarship.
Good evening, buenas tardes, everyone. A true honor and a pleasure, as always, to be here with all of you, to see many friendly, beautiful, smiling faces on a Friday evening enjoying themselves and recognizing 10 bright young minds that are going to one day possibly be our bosses and lead us into the future of many unknowns and many possibilities and opportunities. And as a 28-year-old mayor now, who got elected at 22 years old, and sometimes I still have to really think about that because it's becoming more and more common. And specifically to the 10 of you who are being recognized today, you're going to face many obstacles. You're going to encounter people and situations that may try to stop you or slow you down or tear you down. And I'm just here to say that none of that should hold you back from pursuing those dreams that you have and bringing that vision that you have in your mind to fruition, bringing it to reality. Because if my parents could come over here over 30 years ago from Mexico and work their tail off, bring life to 3 kids, me being the middle child, who grew up in LA, grew up in Compton, used to wait tables, I was a busboy, my first job out of high school, to becoming mayor. You can do anything you put your mind to. And on top of that, all of the technology that is unraveling before us. Clear example, all of us have probably heard of artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. I'm sure some of you have sent emails using ChatGPT to me as well. I hear some of you chuckling. But I bring that up because of the possibilities. Because while this may seem like it's revolutionary and life-changing, tomorrow holds something brand new in store. And it's up to the 10 of you to grab hold of that and lead us into the future. Because the future is yours. And if we could all get here, I look forward to seeing everything that you're going to do and everything that you're going to accomplish. So on behalf of the city of Moreno Valley and our 217,000 residents, I want to congratulate you. Congratulations to the family members. Felicidades a todos los padres que están aquí. Muy orgullosos de sus hijos. And congratulations once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And last but not least, we have Mayor Michael Vargas. Where are you at? Oh, wow, you're good. And then followed by Councilmember Chuck Conder.
Who laughed at that? Always about short people. But a proud 62-year-old mayor, huh? Jamil said I had to keep this short, and I have no problem with that. But you see that curtain dancing behind me? That's the AC, folks. So I'm going to give you the 10-minute version so I can cool down a bit. But seriously speaking, good evening, everyone. It's always a pleasure to attend my good friend. Jamil, where are you, Jamil? I can't even, I'm below this. For your excellent Character and Excellence Youth Awards. This is the night where we get to celebrate perseverance, determination, courage, and the standard of excellence that has driven our young awardees. I am looking forward to listening to some great stories from the challenges these young men and women have had to overcome, which has led them here tonight. To the awardees, I want to remind you that you hold the key to your happiness and to your success. Set your goals, stay focused. Anything you do, give it 110%, and you will see how far you can go. You heard about the young 27, is it now? Mayor and the 62-year-old guy? You can do it. We are honored to witness your success, and we are motivated to be better people in our society because of the example you have shown us. From the City of Paris, the Mayor, the Council, and our city staff, we congratulate all you awardees this evening.
Well, it's all been said. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. One of these days, I'm going to find out who Jamil uses for his printer, and I'm going to get an advance copy because I keep forgetting that I'm going to come here and say something. So here we go. To the awardees, to the nominees, you guys, you are our future. As those of my category of later years begin to move out, we're looking to you for the future. Of all the words in the English language, the easiest word that we have is the word no, because it takes absolutely no commitment. The word yes is the hardest word, because it does take commitment. It takes you to have passion, to follow through with what you want to do. And as I say to all the young people I speak to now, find something you want to change and make that change happen. Don't quit. You will find adversities. All of us have in our life. In my career in the military, there were adversities, but I had great mentors that bolstered me and helped me see that, as we heard earlier, failure is just part of life. Don't let that failure get you down. And that's what the parents have done for you, your parents, your grandparents, and your siblings. They have stood behind you, beside you, and guided you. And without them, you might not be where you are now. And make sure you do the same. Pay it forward. Look for somebody that you can take by the hand and help them follow you to the future. All of the awardees, you've all had challenges. And through God's love, you have overcome those challenges. So to all of you, I'm just so proud of you. My heart is just absolutely smiling. I'm proud of you all. And again, from the city of Riverside, we are so proud of you all. Make us proud. Go out there, make us proud, and don't forget us. Come back. Come back and talk to us. Let us know the great things that you've done, because that keeps us in our old age, as we think back, that keeps us happy. So congratulations.
I am so impressed with 8 dignitaries. We are almost on time, down to the minute. We should applaud for that. Thank you for all of those messages and words of inspiration. And I feel compelled to just acknowledge the honorees, because we heard so much amazing advice to them. Would you guys mind standing up for just a sec so we could honor you and give you some love? Come on, I'm talking to you, Eric, Mary back there. Just say their names: Alexia, Betsabe, Jalisi, Leslie, Mia, Carlos, Eric, Manuel, Mary, and Vashti. You are all rock stars. All right, and we'll hear more from them later. Can't wait for that. Without further ado, it is time for our keynote speaker, who I am so honored to introduce, Colonel Amy Howard, Deputy Commander of the 163rd Attack Wing, March Air Reserve Base. Her bio is in your program, but just a side note, or something that's super interesting, this 163rd Attack Wing, they fly the MQ-9 Reaper drones. Have you guys ever seen those? They are awesome. And they fly all over the world. The Pentagon calls them the next generation of aerial weapon systems. So I can't wait to hear from you. Please welcome her to the stage.
That's not right. There we go. Well, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. Everything that I wanted to say tonight's been said, to including my joke about it being said, and having the honorees stand up so that I could see them and make sure that they were, get the blood flowing a little bit. So, but the good news is they say it takes 7 times 7 ways for something to stick. We have to hear something 7 times in 7 different ways for it to stick. I'm number 9. So either it's really going to stick or you're going to forget. Alrighty. Well, good evening to all of the dignitaries. And I have the list, but if it's wrong, you definitely can yell at Jamil. I'm just kidding. Assemblyman Takano, Senator Roth, Assembly Member Cervantes, Supervisors Jeffries, Spiegel, and Gutierrez, Mayor Sabrera Vargas, and Councilmember Condor. Did I get them all right? All right. Good evening. Jamil, thank you for thinking of me. You and your family are an inspiration to the community, the service members of Team March, my family, and very much to me personally. I'm extremely honored that you considered me and asked me to do this. We won't tell anybody that I was your last choice. Just kidding. Maybe. To the honored guests tonight, brilliant and bright young men and women, their family and friends who've supported them, I promise to try to be to the point. Jamil said I could have 45 minutes. I said I got it in 43. In all seriousness, and there's about a 50% chance that you're going to remember what I said. So I'll be brief, because the real purpose of tonight is about you, to honor you, your accomplishments, your hard work, and applaud you as you take your next step to your dream. I'm going to tell you before I start, though, I'm really going to struggle. I'm a walker and a talker. I'm an engager. I like to ask questions and let that direct how I talk. So having something written down is very, very challenging for me. Plus, with all the classes that they teach you, you have to have a quote, you have to have a mnemonic, you have to have these memory joggers. So I did my best. So hopefully you will remember it. But we had power, purpose, and passion. Is that right? I think. And then we had some really great quotes. The one about the ship. I'm married to a Navy guy, so I guess we, kind of enjoy that one. All right. So when Jamil asked me to speak, I was extremely honored. I was also terrified. What could I possibly say to you tonight, the honorees, that would be meaningful? I tried to imagine what you would want to hear about, this season of life. Some of the roads you've walked, the adversity you've overcome, I can't even imagine. My story is very different than yours. Not better, not worse, not right, not wrong, just different. But I think that's what makes our community so, so beautiful. Not one story, one path, one road. It's exactly the same. I know that's what makes my wing, because of all my airmen and our military, so much stronger and better than our adversaries. We draw strength and synergy from the uniqueness of our airmen, our sailors, our Marines, our guardians, our soldiers, our coasties, and our civilians. So tonight, I want to tell you a little bit about my story, but then we're going to flip it and we're going to focus on your story. So who am I? Why does it matter, right? Well, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a sister, a daughter, a granddaughter, a niece, an aunt, a neighbor, a leader, an airman, a friend. I'm a scouter. Where's my scouts? You guys know what that means? It's an adult leader in the scouts. I'm a child of God. I'm a musician, a hiker, a camper, a taxi cab driver for my moms. You all know what that is. I'm a private pilot, an aircraft maintainer. I'm a fierce competitor in board games. I'm a cheerleader, a nurturer, a counselor. We all have a ton of roles in life. Some of these I was born into. Some of them I was called into. Some of them I was led by God into. But they all fold into my story. They helped me find my vision, my voice, were part of my village, and led to my victories. So there's your memory jogger, right? If you remember nothing else tonight, vision, voice, village, victory. So when I was about 5 or 6, I wanted to be an astronaut. Who doesn't want to be an astronaut, right? Super cool. It was my hope, my dream, my goal. I had no idea how to get there. Really didn't know what it meant, but it just was what I wanted to do. I love being around all these airplanes, right? As I grew up, I did my homework. both literally and figuratively. I found out the best way to become an astronaut was to be a military pilot. So I did what every kid did, and I joined JROTC. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't have military history in my family. My dad was a firefighter, and my mom worked at the college. My grandparents were not in the military, so I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going to figure it out. So I just started moving in that direction. I'd already in high school been working hard academically, and through JROTC I picked up an ROTC scholarship for school. But I had to pass a physical fitness test. I was a little scrawny in high school. I was not very strong, and here was my first real challenge in life. One of my PE teachers, my track and field coach, told me I would never make it. Told me because I couldn't do push-ups, and I wasn't very strong, and because I was a girl. He was right that I wasn't very strong, but not because I was a girl. Let me tell you, that's when I found my voice. So I had my vision, and here's my voice. I don't mean a physical voice, I mean an inside voice, the one that drives me. I found motivation to get up and run in the morning, to increase my push-ups, and all the other fitness elements that were out there. I used that voice to prove to him and any other disbelievers out there that I could do it. I used that voice to prove to myself that I could do it. I wasn't about to let somebody tell me I couldn't do it, because in my heart I knew I could do it. I knew it was strong enough, and I wanted it. I wish I could say that was the last time I faced an insurmountable wall. But like everybody in here, civic leaders, your peers, your family members, they'll tell you it is not the last time you're going to face, or that we've faced, adversity in our lives. I got to college, I had to keep pushing myself to make that vision to become an Air Force pilot a reality. I entered active duty, got commissioned as a lieutenant, and I thought my dream was coming true. I was going to be a pilot. I was going to fly airplanes. I was met with some medical conditions that kept me from flying, not once, but twice. So I've been to pilot training twice, been disqualified twice. It's meant the next several years fighting it, winning some battles, but ultimately faced with the reality that I was not meant to be a military pilot. It was outside my control. And for a small time, I felt lost. After being so sure for my entire life, all 22 years at this point, super wise, I was a little unsure. What was I supposed to do? Where was I supposed to go? Who was I supposed to be? God, who was I supposed to be? All through this, I had a strong village, though. And we heard from Supervisor Spiegel, it takes a village. Anybody know where that comes from? Nobody really knows. They say it's an African proverb. It takes a village. The context is to raising children, but I think it applies to all seasons and walk. At that time in my life, losing what I thought was my purpose in life, I didn't realize just how strong or how deep my village was. My family, my friends of old, my Sunday school teacher, my church friends, and even my new boss, all giving me encouragement, helping me to see possibilities and not finality. At some point, I felt God speaking to my heart, inspiring me with a new vision and a new purpose. I was exposed to something greater in myself, and in that moment, I knew. And since then, I've worked on software projects for the Space and Missile Warning Center in Colorado, critical communications throughout the military. I learned what it meant to defend our country in a mission that was just as important as the pilots flying in the combat zone. I've met incredible people and teams, been afforded the opportunity to lead, to train, to teach, to mentor, and to grow as a person. I even met my husband, which resulted in another vision, the vision of a family. And here we are, 21, almost 22 years, 8 assignments across the globe, 2 military careers, both of us over 25 years, 4 kids, 2 dogs, multiple deployments, geographic separations, and we're still going. It wasn't easy though, and it still isn't easy. My daughter went to 3 high schools, and my oldest son went to 2. My middle son such a simple request, has asked if he could be the first one in the family to go to one high school. My youngest son has been bullied, struggled with friendships in his first year back in the States after living overseas and moving during COVID. And as a mom, watching my children encounter these struggles, that's tough. But I was so grateful that I did not have to do this on my own. Moving across the globe, I had no choice but to rely on a village. Neighbors to help with carpools, friends to bring food when illness struck, when the husband was deployed, and the water heater breaks. We both have missed birthdays, milestones, but I had a village to bridge the gap, to share the load, and remind me that I was not and am not alone. When I look back over the years, the heartache, the grief, the hardships, I don't see failures. It would be unrealistic to say I don't recognize those times when I fell down, but I choose to focus on when I get back up. Dust off the dirt, keep on going. Those are my victories. How do I know? Because I'm still here. God's not done with me yet. He's still writing my story, just as he's writing yours. It's a continuation. So enough about me, let's talk about your story. And I'm sorry. Still emotional. So who are you? What are your roles? You are someone's daughter, son, sister, brother, a friend, a cousin, a neighbor, a volunteer, a child of God. Some of you might be a musician, a lover of the outdoors, a surfer, a coding genius, a gifted administrator with the talent to take an organized mess and transform it into a beautifully organized system. Maybe you have a green thumb, or a skilled mathematician, or you love foreign cars. I heard that earlier. Every one of you is important. Every one of you is gifted, has something to offer. You have a role to play in our community, and it is so beautiful. So each of you have 4 things in common with me. You each have a vision, a voice, a village, and a victory. Over the past several years, each of you was faced with some great challenge, a roadblock, a wall to climb, a door to kick down. Pick your analogy. Something, someone was standing in your way. Maybe, like me, somebody told you you couldn't or wouldn't ever make it. Maybe you made a choice that resulted in a significant consequence. Maybe you let influences sway you in the direction you wanted to go, or something completely out of your control occurred, like a medical diagnosis that stopped you in your tracks. But each of you saw past that. You saw something different in the future where you felt a stirring inside. You saw a dream, a hope, a place where you could make a difference. You began to imagine what it would be like to reach that. You began to think about the possibilities. Maybe it was financially driven, a dream of financial independence and prosperity. Maybe it was something intangible driving you, the call to help somebody in need, or to ministry. Maybe it was to prove to that person who told you couldn't do it. Maybe even deeper, you wanted to prove to yourself. Maybe you want to set the example for your family and show them anything is possible. Whatever has motivated you, you found your vision. Our hopes and dreams, our visions, they inspire us, but they still require action. And at some point in the last year, you came to a decision point. You recognized that you needed to do something different, and you made a choice. You said no, or maybe you said yes, or maybe you said, why not me? Whatever it was that you said, you used your voice. You found it, you said it, you did it. Bravo, you are courageous. With your vision and your voice in your hand, you were ready. But now what? How? Somewhere in this process of you standing up for yourself, researching how to make it happen, you realized you needed help. Our village comes in all sorts and shapes and sizes, everything from physical support like that no interest loan, or extremely gracious birthday gift from grandma, or borrowing a car from your neighbor to go to that interview, or a babysitter while you study. Sometimes we need emotional, mental, and spiritual support from a pastor, counselor, and those friends that know our secrets. They know our secrets, our wishes, or maybe they bring you that special goodie, your favorite brownie, your favorite coffee, just to cheer you up. Sometimes we need help with us, help to see the possibilities and encouraging to push, to know that you can do it. like the counselors with this program. You have a village. These special people are your village. And now you see your victory. Tonight is just about one victory. What you've overcome and where have you set your eyes. The leaders of this organization and this program see it in you and they believe in you. You've stepped out of your circumstance and are moving in a direction towards the next victory. Keep finding your vision, dream big, and why not? Use your voice. Speak boldly, loudly, fervently, but graciously and compassionately. Lean on your village. You have the start of one here tonight, but there's more cheerleaders and advisors to come. You deserve to be supported. It's okay to receive help and love. You will continue to face adversity in the future. You're gonna fall, we all do, but you have to get back up. Why? Because you'll have multiple victories. Learn from them, share them, cherish them, celebrate them. And the next thing you know, you're gonna find yourself in front of a group of the next generation, looking to you for words of wisdom. And then you can remember back to tonight, some Air Force colonel you've never met before told you to find your vision, your voice, your village, and your victory. And then you can turn around and tell them the same. So, vision, voice, village, victory. Find them, keep them. Congratulations to each of you. Now let's celebrate.
Thank you so much, Colonel. I love what you said about vision, voice, village, victory. And also remembering the counselors and advocates behind the youth being honored today because they're a big part of this journey too. I would like to bring up our next guest speaker, Dr. Tim Gramling. He's a dean of the Dr. Robert K. Jabb School of Business at California Baptist University.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much to the organizing committee for inviting me to speak. Of course, Jamil, for your friendship and partnership, and all of the community leaders, elected officials, sponsors, and attendees of this wonderful event, and the CBU team, which has joined me today. 60 years ago, in August of 1963, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. addressed over 250,000 on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Near the end of his speech, he heard Mahalia Jackson calling to him over his shoulder, "Tell him about the dream, Martin." King paused for a brief moment to consider the risk of improvising at such a moment. I'm grateful he took the chance and transitioned with the phrase, "I have a dream." Perhaps most relevant for our celebration tonight is this focus from King's speech. I have a dream my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. How does one judge another by the content of their character? The accomplishments of these outstanding young people we celebrate tonight provide evidence that excellence in character can be achieved. And as we will see, the content of character is extracted by life's challenges and difficulties. I know what it's like to face such hardships. Born to a working-class family in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I rode a bus to school beginning at age 5. Many parents were furious at school busing that resulted from the Civil Rights Act of 1968, along with contention between the Philadelphia School District and the Pennsylvania Human Rights Commission in the 1970s. The anger of the parents made its way through their children, who went out of their way to be rowdy and uncooperative. For me, just getting to and from school was a major daily accomplishment. And when I made it to school, a well-meaning white female teacher mistook my curiosity for aggression and asked to have me expelled at age 6. Not wanting a scandal, the administration promoted me to the 3rd grade in the middle of my 2nd grade year. I missed months of training in handwriting, including cursive, which was required for daily essays and exercises. I had to improvise, doing my best to replicate the cursive letters on templates posted above the chalkboard 20 feet away from my seat. I learned from an early age that there will be times when you need to teach yourself, times when others around you will have training you did not receive, and times when you'll be expected to perform despite unfair circumstances. And like these young people we celebrate tonight, I did not fall in love with excuses and explanations about what could not be done. This stubborn focus on accomplishing goals, despite hostile circumstances, is what we call character. But not all character leads to excellence. My experiences could have taught me to be suspicious of people. My experiences could have taught me to be standoffish and unwilling to partner. Fortunately, I was guided by the example and exhortations of my grandmother, who grew up in the headquarters of the Jim Crow South in Alabama. Grandma Jessie encouraged me to do better, to be bold, to be the first if necessary. After all, she was the first black assistant librarian in the city of Bridgeton, New Jersey, the highest rank achievable in her day. She instilled this notion of going beyond what had been done before at an early age. As we hear from these young people tonight, there will inevitably be a common thread of someone who served as an inspiration for channeling the hard-won efforts of character to make the world around them better. Grandma Jessie was that inspiration for me, helping me achieve a full-ride scholarship to Harvard at age 16. I was the youngest leader to make director at American Express in my 20s, and then later became the youngest campus president in the history of Colorado Technical University in my 30s. While these achievements are interesting, what is remarkable is that none of them would have been possible without the support of my community. I discovered the scholarship in a special program recommended by my 10th grade teacher, Mr. Bankus. I had several mentors at American Express who shared their expertise and helped me succeed where they had failed. And at CTU, multiple senior leaders gave me advice and counsel that helped me seize opportunities. Most of these people did not look like me, but they helped me just the same. This willingness to receive feedback and implement improvements is the foundation of what we call excellence. Let's take time tonight to celebrate these young people and the content of their character. They have demonstrated a stubborn focus on achieving goals despite hostile circumstances, and they have demonstrated a willingness to receive feedback and implement improvements. As we rally around them, let us remember our role to make circumstances less hostile and to provide encouraging feedback that inspires all to excellence in their character. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And that sets us up perfectly for the moment we've all been waiting for, the award presentations. And that will be facilitated by the Director of Housing and Workforce Solutions, Heidi Marshall, and the Youth Commission Coordinator, Housing and Workforce Solutions, Joseph Matthews.
Well, good evening, everybody. What a privilege it is for Joe and I to be here with you tonight. And you're right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is absolutely all about the youth. We're here to celebrate, and we're here to make sure everybody is aware of your story and what makes you so special and what brought you here today. We're super proud of you, and I am going to tell you a little bit about how we got to this point. Each and every single one of the youth that is being awarded today was nominated by their Youth Opportunity Center. The nominations were evaluated by a volunteer committee that was made up of our Workforce Development Board members. So we have them to thank for that arduous process, as there were a lot of young people who truly deserved this honor. But I want to tell you also that every single one of our awardees today is going to receive an award, also a personalized portfolio with legislative certificates, but also scholarships for $2,500 for each of them. Our very first honoree today, and before she walks up here, is Alexia Williams. I am going to invite you to take a look at the video we have to tell you a little bit about her story.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexia Williams. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I now stay in Thousand Palms, California. So I got introduced with the youth center through Harrison Apartments. That's where I'm staying now. They helped me with my getting a scholarship and also school as well. Graduating high school was probably the biggest one, I would say, because it was tough at first. I was like pushing myself a lot, and I got to a point where I didn't feel like I was going to finish, but I just kept pushing myself to know that I was going to finish and get my diploma. Some advice that I could give to younger youths would probably be to just never give up and always have faith, and always keep your head on your shoulders. If you ever feel like you're at a rough stage or a tough time, just always know it's going to be a better and brighter path at the end. I feel like all those hard times is better. It's gonna better you, and you're gonna look back and just look at how much you accomplished and just how far you came. My grandma is the most person that helped me succeed through almost everything, because losing my mom at a very young age, it was really hard. So she was always there for me through everything, and she always pushed me to you're gonna get it, you're gonna succeed, and do your best. And she always gave me that encouragement, so it always pushed me to do better. But first and foremost, I want to give a special thanks to this organization for believing in me and giving me this opportunity to do something fulfilling in my career. And I want to give a shout out to my grandmother for being there all the time and never giving up on me, even though I was a headache sometimes. And then also the youth program, they're always pushing on me, assisting me, and giving me advice and different tips to grow in my career.
Alexia, I'm going to invite you to join us up here at the stage, and as she walks over here, let me tell you, Alexia, in addition to her grandmother, wanted me to thank Jamil for this opportunity. Also Billy. Billy truly spent a lot of time motivating her, pushing her to do good, making sure that she stayed on track with all of her goals. She also wanted me to thank Sarita. Sarita helped her by nominating her for this award. I want you also to know that she plans on starting her own business in the cosmetology industry. Thank you, Alexia. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Alexia.
Thank you.
Our second honoree is Betsabe Esquer Cervantes. And I'm going to invite you to take a look at the video and learn a little bit about Betsabe.
Hi everyone, my name is Betsabe Esquer Cervantes and I'm from Wildomar. The youth program, it helped me in a lot of ways. It helped me get back into school, college. I was struggling a lot to find motivation to go back to school after high school. I was struggling a lot mental health wise. I didn't find the point in really anything. I was struggling to really be introduced, I guess, to adult life. It helped me find hope. I believe that's the best way to sum it up. It was scary trying to find out what to do with my life, and the community center helped me figure myself out in many ways. I went to the community center not even knowing what my favorite color was, and I've gotten to the point where I've really gotten to know myself. I didn't even really want to go to the center. I didn't want anything to do with anything really. I just wanted to stay home and do nothing. But my sister, Sarah, she was with the youth center, and she kind of tricked me into going, and it was like the best decision ever because it has turned my life in a very positive direction. From the center, I'd really like to thank Sabrina, my career navigator, because she's a lot like me, like a little shy and stuff, but I see her and I see the way she interacts with others and I see her accomplishments, and it's just like she's like a role model to me in a way, because I look at her and I'm like, I want to make a difference like she is, because she makes a difference in other people's lives. I'd like to thank my dad. He's a pastor, so he's like really heavily involved in church, and if anything, he's taught me that your faith always comes first. Your faith in yourself, your faith in God, your faith in other people. It's a really big factor in your life to believe in others, to believe in yourself mainly. And I just want to thank him for being such an amazing role model, such a loving father.
Betsabe, please join us up on stage. And as Betsabe joins us up here, I want to tell you that you heard in the video, she talked a little bit about her father. She calls him Pa, or Pastorcito, and he has played such a significant role in her life that she wanted me to highlight the role that he has played and how significant he has been in her life. So please join me in welcoming and acknowledging Betsabe for this award.
All right, next up, we would like to introduce Eric Farias. Please play Eric's video.
Hello everyone, my name is Eric Farias and I'm from Riverside, California. The youth center has helped me with finding a job, push me towards chasing my career goal. Also, like finding a job with the cars. I really enjoy working on cars. They've also motivated me to keep pushing and not give up. Some of my goals when I grow up, I want to be an entrepreneur for sure, work for myself, for sure, like have my own company and working with cars and providing to people, also doing social media, to help people, to keep pushing, to motivate people, inspire, to not want to give up in life and stuff like that. If you're going through challenges right now, just don't stop. It doesn't seem like it will get better, but at the end, if you just keep working hard, try to make better decisions, it eventually will get better. Something I'm proud of is being able to make money to help my family out with whether it's bills or food. Also being able to buy my first car by myself and stuff like that, just be able to maintain myself. People that's helped me succeed was like my career navigator, Miss Patty. Also, my music teacher, he helps me a lot with like getting rid of stress and stuff like that. A lot of people, like most of the people in my family didn't really finish college. They never really went to college like that, and I'm glad to say that I'll be the first one.
All right, Eric, we'd like to go ahead and invite you up to the stage right now. And a fun fact about Eric, besides the fact that he likes cars and working on cars, he's an avid gamer, and he has found a love for creating and producing music. And once again, he wants to give a special thanks to his music teacher, Jay, and his career navigator, Miss Patty, for all of their encouragement and support. All right, next up, we would like to honor Jalisi Barrios Yaque.
Hi, my name is Jalisi Barrios, and I'm from Lake Elsinore. The youth program has mainly helped me in getting a job. I'm a first generation student. I want to go to college, and my parents are two immigrants from Guatemala, and so we're not really sure of like how to help. Well, they weren't really sure how to help me get a job. I ended up running into the youth center program through my school. And so in the beginning, first we went to training of like how to dress well for an interview, how to act confident and answer questions. And I also learned like the kind of like foundations for like resumes. And I was able to get a job at an internship at the local library. And I'm also going to be working soon somewhere else that's also near my house, that I'll be able to bring that experience not only to other jobs in the future, but to jobs that I'll probably end up doing in my college career. I don't know how to swim, so I already, it kind of feels like, like drowning, like all this like pressure, like having to open the doors all by myself. But the youth program and everyone that's helped me has opened so many doors, and it's really felt like a life jacket for me. There's many things I've had to overcome, some of them having to do with my mental health or being a sexual violence survivor. And just many things also involving like immigration with my parents. My dad has a case, and so all of those had really had a toll on my mental health and like how I deal with school. And all of these really like clouded my judgment and like my ability to be confident in myself and trying to pursue the medical care that I want. And so the youth center has really helped, and they probably aren't even aware of it too much of how much they've helped, but the impact they have is just incredible. And so they've definitely helped me in overcoming all of those. There are a couple people that I would love to thank. First of all, my parents for always being there for me and pushing me and supporting me in everything that I do, and the rest of my family as well, my grandma, my aunts, just everybody that I have.
Jalisi, please come on down. So besides having a great future as a public speaker, as we all saw a little while ago, she would like to be a pediatric surgeon, and she is currently volunteering at the hospital to gain experience in this setting. Thank you.
I love these stories. I'm sure you're feeling equally as proud as I am for all these young people. But I don't want to forget that, as you all heard today, it does take a village to create these opportunities and inspire young people to do and become really all that they want to become. So I want to take an opportunity. You've heard some stories about who they want to thank. Sometimes it's their parents. A lot of the times it's the folks who work at our youth opportunity centers. It's their mentors. And so if I can ask the staff from the youth opportunity centers and all of the team members that have worked with our young people to stand up, I hope you agree that they deserve a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Our next honoree is Leslie Nunez Rodriguez, and I'm going to invite you to take a look at her video and get to know a little bit about her story.
Hi, I'm Leslie Nunez Rodriguez, and I'm from the city of Paris, California. The Youth Opportunity Center has helped me finding a job, helping me with my resumes, my career opportunities, and all of those things. I feel like my life is improving in a positive way by the Youth Opportunity Center because they've been helping me not only by my career or by finding a job, but with my emotions too. And some of the things that I'm proud of that I have accomplished is on how I'm becoming the woman that I'm right now. not only by finishing my high school and everything, but from the emotions that I've been through a lot since I was little. And just that, like I've been feeling better. And some of my goals when I grow up, first of all, is to be a nutritionist. Like I want to accomplish a career of nutritionist. There's a lot of people that have helped me succeed in my life, but mostly my parents. They've been through a lot with me. They're always there with me, like helping me, motivating me, as well as my therapist. I feel like really proud of myself because I've been through a lot. Winning this award for me, it's like a really great accomplishment that I have made in my life. And for my family, I just know they're happy for me because I've been through a lot, like I said. Some of the advices that I will give other young people, it will be to always motivate themselves because there's always going to be obstacles in their life. They have to be positive minded and they have to continue because if they stop where they started, they're never going to come and accomplish their dreams. They have to do it, and there's always going to be help from other people. Some of the people that I would like to thank for is my family, my mom, my dad. They've always been with me since day one. I would like to thank Miss Crystal. She's always been with me since I started going there. She's the one that was helping me. She believed in me, so I just have to thank her. And like my therapist, they've been through a lot with me.
Congratulations, Leslie. If you could join us up on stage, please. And as she walks up, she wanted me to, in particular, send a thank you to her mom, who has been there for her through thick and thin. She is going to be a nutritionist, loves going to the gym, and really wants to advocate for a healthy lifestyle. So you can sign me up, Leslie, as you start that. Welcome and congratulations. Our next honoree is Manuel Jara Alvarez, and I'm going to again invite you to take a look at our video screen.
Hi everyone, I'm Manuel Jara Alvarez. I'm from Riverside, California. It's really helped me just, I guess, get where I want to be. They really introduced me to like a lot of opportunities. I was doing like masonry for a while, and I was working at a library, but I did get a certificate in masonry through them. They really helped me like create like resumes, how to write them better, and that's where I got my current job at the Riverside Elks Lodge. I'm really like proud of myself for just working, honestly, and going to college. I'm studying cybersecurity right now. I really like computers and like nature, so it's between the two. I'd really like to be like a forest ranger. I think everything that I've been through, it molded me into like a better person. I just really appreciate just winning this award, so it does mean a lot to me. Just never give up, honestly. I've been at that point a lot of times. But I always like to say like things get better. First, I gotta thank God first. He always comes first. And then my grandma. I love her. She really, she raised me, so she taught me a lot. And I'd say I'm really grateful for all my family and the youth center, Miss Patty, Jeremy, Rocio. They always have my back. I don't regret going to the youth center at all. I feel like they really saw something in me to give me this opportunity to just share my story.
Congratulations, Manuel. If you can join us up on stage, please. And as Manuel comes up here, I have to tell you a fun fact about him is that he's never met an order of chili cheese fries he didn't like. He wanted me to also give special thanks to Miss Patty. He says that as a career navigator, she really helped him with a lot of job opportunities, transportation, and he wants you to know that he really appreciates how you really go through to great lengths to help himself and his colleagues. Congratulations.
All right, next up, we would like to honor Mary Johnson, so please watch the video and learn a lot more about our next honoree.
Hi, my name is Mary Johnson. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I currently live in Hemet, California. CFLC has helped me in a lot of ways to help me get towards my goal. I didn't have a job before I got there, but they helped me get work experience that I didn't have before, and just develop as a person in general. I ended up starting a internship earlier this year at EMWD, Eastern Municipal Water District. I started a job at Panera, so I'm also a baker, part-time. I'm in college right now for studio arts. I have a lot of dreams. I don't like to limit myself to just, one thing, but my main passion would be art. I've had a love for art ever since I was 7 years old. I taught myself how to draw, watching SpongeBob and other cartoons on TV. Once you start doing things over and over again, practice, it'll take you a long way. I've been drawing ever since then, and now, I'm into realism, cartoons, animation, all that. Winning this award means a lot to me. I didn't even expect it to happen. I didn't think that, my story would be special enough, but it was, and it means a lot. I am the oldest out of 4. I always needed that kind of role model above me, and I wanted to ask that same question, what advice would you give to me, but it wasn't there. And if I had advice to give to somebody like me, I would say use all the resources that you can. Don't be scared to, ask for help, because it goes a long way. Whatever information that I get or stories that I have or knowledge that I can pass on, I'll give it right away. I'm super big on family. I would like to say the youth center that I'm in right now already feels like a family. It's almost like a second home kind of thing, and I feel really welcome. I just want to say thank you for opening your arms and helping me with whatever problems that I had. I want to thank my mom, most definitely, because I wouldn't be where I am without her. We do have our, our hard times, but no matter what, she's always been there for me before anybody else. And I also like to thank my younger siblings, just to thank you to them for keeping me motivated, allowing me to be the best version of myself that I can be.
So Mary, if you'd please come up front so we can give you your award. And while she's making her way to the front, Mary would like everyone to know that she has the amazing skill of driving a stick shift. She knows how to drive a stick. Yeah. And she also loves art, drawing, painting, fashion design, and she's an aspiring tattoo artist. And she would like to thank Amy for the nomination for this award. Next up, we would like to honor Mia Byers, so please watch this video and learn a lot more about our next honoree.
Hi, I'm Mia Byers. I'm from the Coachella Valley. I was facing homelessness, and the reason why I found the WIN Center was because of Harrison House, the place that I'm at right now. And without them, without the WIN Center, It wouldn't be awesome. It helped me so much because I felt so lost and I just didn't know what I was doing, and my family wasn't really a help either. So having them as a kind of support system really was necessary in me finding success. They've really helped me narrow my job inquiries, I guess, because I was really scattered, so they helped me narrow that down. They've also helped me with college and getting that sorted out, which has been a big help. I'm doing my job and my school full time, so yeah. Studying psychology, so I guess that's really helpful in the way that they're helping me right now. But I really want to be a therapist or a social worker of some type, so seeing them do the work that they do is really it's like an instruction manual for my career path. You just kind of have to keep on going. That's the only thing that I can say, because, it's one thing for me to sit here and say oh, don't quit, but you need to be able to, what's that word? Persevere. Yeah, you really need to persevere. And it's worth it in the end. So the perseverance, it's not like you're working towards nothing. There is a big accomplishment waiting for you, self-stability and self-reliance. It's worth it. I wanted to thank Sarita. She's awesome. So she's just helped me with so much, as well as Billy, Cynthia, and Diana. They've been such a help with me. They've really become a sort of family for me. So I'm really grateful for them.
All right, Mia, we'd like to invite you up to the stage to receive your award. And as she makes her way up to the stage, we'd like to let you know that she likes to skateboard, paint, do various artistic things, plays guitar, and would also like to thank William II, said that correctly, Heather Rodriguez, and Juan Gamez for all their help and support.
We have two more young people that we want to honor today, so I am going to invite you to take a look at the last video. You know the drill, about Vashti Martinez.
Hi everyone, my name is Vashti Martinez. I'm from Good Hope and I attend the Paris Youth Center. The Paris Youth Center really helped me stabilize when I relocated from the Bay Area back to Southern California. I was very much in need for a job, and they quickly used my resume with past experience to set me up with a optometry office. Some life accomplishments that I'm proud of so far is that I've decided to continue my education, so I currently am in college. And I am also really happy that I'm working on personal goals. So I do go to therapy, and I'm working on getting closer with my family and reconnecting with family, and that's something that has brought a lot of happiness to me. So in a couple years from now, let's say 5 years, I would like to have a couple years experience in medical assisting, and hopefully have achieved my goal of receiving a RN license. Growing up, I struggled a lot with my mental health, so I always had a hard time advocating for myself growing up. I learned growing up that mental health is just as important as physical health. So as I got better, I wanted to, I guess, heal myself by helping heal others. That helps me, on a daily basis. So to be given this award, I was actually very surprised. I still have goals that I'm working on, and so I'm just gonna take this as an extra push, a healthy push to go for it. So for any youth that is going through something, remember that it's okay to ask for help. Don't be scared to open up to the right person. There's a lot of people out in the world that haven't even crossed paths with you yet, and they're dedicating their everyday 9-to-5s, like advocating for you. So don't give up. I would like to thank my counselor, Miss Jen, from the Paris Youth Center, because she's the one that checks in with me. I would really like to thank my aunt. She lives with me. She is there for me on a daily basis whenever I need a shoulder to lean on those stressful days, or just when I need advice, life advice. And I would like to thank those family members that showed up tonight. I'm really glad that you guys are now able to be a part of moments like this. So thank you.
Vashti, congratulations. Please come up and get your award. Vashti has a passion for helping people, which is what attracted her to her current field. I want you to know that her parents, in talking to me about her, were very excited about this opportunity, and they wanted to tell me that you don't need to thank us. It's not about us, it's about Vashti. Come right up. Come right up, Vashti. She's been a straight-A student, has had a job since she turned 16, and I wish, Vashti, as I was showing your video up there, I wish you could have been standing up here. I was taking a look at your parents, and you could absolutely feel the pride in their eyes and getting to see this moment. So congratulations. And our last honoree is not able to join us in person, but his name is Carlos Garcia Aragon. And before you watch this last video, his fun fact, and it is very timely. If you watch the news today, I'm sure you have heard that Taylor Swift is in town. And the fun fact for Carlos is he is a Swiftie, a big Taylor Swift fan. So let's watch this video.
Hi, my name is Carlos Gabriel Garcia Aragoner, and I'm from Hemet, California. The Youth Opportunity Program really helped me in a lot of ways. I was kind of, struggling with a lot of issues when I came to them. I wanted something better for my life. They really pointed me in a good direction. They helped me get an internship at the Eastern Municipal Water District. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Now I'm studying business and office administration thanks to them. I am particularly proud of the fact that I got to go to Washington, D.C. to talk about youth opportunity and how it benefits the youth around us in Hemet. I was able to talk to members of Congress such as Raul Ruiz, Ken Calvert, Mark Takano, and members of Dianne Feinstein's cabinet. I really do want to give a special shout out to the people at CFLC, especially my career navigator, Jose Flores. He's always been just so understanding about everything that's going on. I've come to him with problems that, weren't, all that pretty, but he understood, he listened to me. I also want to thank my mother especially. She believed in me, even when I had to break her heart by leaving Georgia. And I want to give, thank you to all my friends especially. They've seen me at my worst moments, when I was crying over the fact that I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And to my special loved one out there especially. This award means so much more than me. It means that the people that came before me, all the struggle that they put in has finally paid off. I am the first in my family to go to college, and now I get to uplift us all by, getting this such honorable award. Life is, it's a long road. It's okay to take a break and stop, ask for help from those around you, realize that there are people around you who love you, who care about you, who want you to do good. Look around, see who you can help and who can help you. There's a lot of people that I want to thank. I mentioned people at CFLC, my family, my loved ones, but and not to be too cocky, but me. I've put in the work and it's finally paid off.
I I love that. Congratulations, Carlos. Before I turn it over to Christina, I want to give a special thank you to Christina. Getting to know you was a special treat for us. We want to acknowledge all of the time and effort that it took for you to perform this work today. We're super grateful for all of the love you've shown and the interest that you've had about our young honorees today. For our young honorees, we're so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. They're so special, just as you are. Finally, I want to thank our Board of Supervisors, our Workforce Development Board members, and all of you for joining us here today. So now I'm going to turn this over to Christina for our farewell. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so for the final hour of our program, really all there's left to say is that there's this QR code in your pamphlet, so if you felt inspired tonight, you can hit that up and donate. And you know, time is the most precious resource we have, and the fact that each of you took the time to be here tonight says a lot about your character. So thank you. You could be anywhere and you're here. It means a lot to this organization and to the honorees, and I just want to end on that with a round of applause for you. Thanks for having me tonight. Congratulations, honorees. Good night.